Happy New Year. Things are finally starting to look like winter, and some longtime locals are describing conditions as near all time. So let's take a few minutes and talk about the seasonal snowpack and weather history to see how we got here and what we can expect moving forward into the new year. So the first week of November saw the first accumulating snow of the season, with the central Bitterroot and Sealy areas getting about a foot and a half of new snow at upper elevation, while the Rattlesnake, Lolo Pass, and Lost Trail Pass areas saw about a foot. This was followed by a week of no significant weather. During this week of calm, much of the snowpack on solar aspects began to melt, while the shaded or north-facing terrain saw the snowpack begin to facet, especially at upper elevations. Beginning on the 14th of November, a series of storms began to hit the forecast area, lasting through Thanksgiving. The biggest impact of these storms was a rain event on the 22nd and 23rd that reached into upper elevation. From here on out, in the discussion, we'll refer to the crust that formed during this event as the Thanksgiving crust. So the further south you were during these storms, the more snow you saw, with Lost Trail Pass being the winner with 2 feet of new snow between the 14th and the 26th. On the 27th, the Sealy area saw another rain on snow event with about a half inch of water falling as rain at the North Fork of the Jocko Snowtell. And around Lost Trail Pass, clear conditions during this time led to some surface hoar formation, which was later capped and preserved with snow on the 30th. One note during the period of the 22nd to the 30th, the .6 wind station was unavailable, so upper elevation wind data was sparse. Entering December, the questions on our mind were how stout is the rain crest and what elevation does it go to? Additionally, did the high north-facing terrain still hold dry facets near the ground, or were they saturated during the rain-on-snow events? The first half of December saw 2 storms that underperformed from forecasted snow and water totals on the 8th and 15th. In the snowpack during this period, we saw faceting directly above the Thanksgiving crest, but did not yet have enough snow above it to create a slab. Our primary avalanche concern was a series of wind slabs that formed during shifting winds. On the 18th, a major wind event hit the area with ridgetop wind speeds up to 60 miles an hour. This was enough to tip into a natural avalanche cycle, with multiple D2 avalanches noted along the Bitterroot crest. Visibility was poor throughout this period, though, so how widespread this cycle was unknown. On the 20th and 21st, we saw another period of above freezing temperatures with rain at the boundary of the upper elevation band. And this formed another thin melt freeze crust at upper elevation. Starting on the 22nd of December, we began to see snow again, but no significant totals until the 27th, when a major winter storm arrived. Based off forecasted snow totals and increased use for the holiday weekend, we decided to issue multiple non-scheduled updates to the forecast as we anticipated a spike in avalanche danger. The highlight of the storm was December 30th in the central Bitterroot and Sealy zones, where over an inch and a half of water fell in 24 hours as snow, and that led to new snow totals of between 2 and 3 feet. Especially in the central Bitterroot, where the Lost Horse Snowtell is not at upper elevation, we suspect that even more snow and water fell at upper elevation along the Bitterroot crest. And snow totals for this storm were impressive, with some areas picking up over 4 feet of snow. Even areas where the storm underperformed, like the Rattlesnake and Lost Trail Pass, saw upwards of 2 feet of snow during this time period. Fortunately, snow densities came in right side up, with lower density snow on top of higher density snow, and with the exception of wind slabs at upper elevation, avalanche danger did not spike as anticipated. Lolo Pass did see rain and warmer temperatures during the afternoons, mostly due to its location in lower elevation, and on the 29th, a skier triggered an avalanche in the crystal amphitheater of Lolo Pass and was briefly caught but able to escape off the slab. One interesting avalanche of note occurred on the 30th, just south of Lost Trail Pass, where skiers unintentionally triggered an avalanche that failed at the ground. Fortunately, nobody was caught, and we do not believe this indicates a larger or more widespread problem with the facets at the ground. The area where this avalanche was triggered was a rocky, convex rollover known for producing early season avalanches. So where do we stand entering 2025? With another storm on tap for this weekend and potentially warmer and higher density snow, expect avalanche hazard to rise in the short term. As for our persistent weak layers, small facets still exist above the Thanksgiving crest, but have shown themselves to be unreactive. Much of the snowpack is deep enough where we are now seeing rounding occur in the lower portion of the snowpack, which indicates a snowpack that is gaining strength. And we're moving towards a low probability but high consequence conditions where natural avalanches are becoming less likely, but human-triggered avalanches remain possible. What will the rest of winter look like? For the Avalanche Center, we're still finalizing our agreement, which will allow us to issue avalanche forecasts with danger ratings and problem descriptions. In the meantime, we will continue to update the general information product on Saturdays and Tuesdays by 7 a.m., as well as any time where we're seeing an increase in avalanche conditions and it warrants an update. We're hoping to get our snowmobiles, vehicles, and trailer in the next week, which will allow us to have a presence in the Sealy Zone, as well as other motorized areas like Lost Source. In the meantime, please continue to submit observations. They have been essential this season, helping us track conditions with our more limited field time. Thank you, and Happy New Year's.